Welcome to the Auditor of State Uniform Accounting Network screencast for creating funds in UAN. In this screencast, we will cover how to add, edit, activate, deactivate, remove, and display funds. To navigate to the Funds area, select the Accounting module, the Maintenance menu option, and then the Funds function. The Funds area will open to the right, listing all active funds currently being used by UAN. The actions available in this area are Add, Edit, Activate, Deactivate, Remove, and Display. The Close button closes the Funds area. To begin, click the Add button. A blank Add Fund form will open, displaying two sections and two buttons. They are the Funds section, including the active and inactive radio buttons, the Details section, the Save button, and the Close button. As usual, required fields are in green, optional fields are in white, and read-only fields are the same color as the background. First, you must select the number of the fund type you wish to add. Click on the Fund Number drop-down menu or type in part or all of the required fund number for UAN to offer a list of suggested funds. Once you select the desired fund number, the Fund and Details sections will be filled out with any pre-populated information for that fund type. Next, verify that the information in the Funds section is correct. You may edit the name and combining report title fields to accurately reflect the specific purpose of the fund for most funds, though some cannot be changed. Update any fields as needed. Note that the only time the balance field will be editable is if you are a brand new UAN user who is converting to UAN for the first time. In this case, you can enter the beginning fund balance. This balance must include all checking, investment, and secondary balances for the fund. Next, verify that the information in the Details section is correct. The Details section for most funds contains almost exclusively read-only data, with a few exceptions for such things as conditional interest funds or permanent and private purpose trust funds. In these cases, you may need to select one or more checkboxes as necessary. For conditional interest funds, the Receive Own Interest checkbox determines whether interest for the fund is receipted into the same fund or is receipted into the general fund. For other funds, this checkbox is preset and cannot be changed. For private purpose trust funds, if the non-expendable fund checkbox is checked, the non-expendable balance field becomes an optional field. For permanent funds, this checkbox is checked by default. This field is for specifying the portion of a permanent or private purpose trust fund that cannot be spent. It cannot be greater than the fund's total balance. An agency fund for townships and libraries may be designated as an unclaimed monies fund, while villages have a distinct unclaimed monies fund type. Review your work. If everything is accurate, click the Save button to save the fund or the Close button to quit without saving the fund. If you click the Close button without saving your work, UAN will prompt you with a message asking if you want to save the fund. Click Yes to save and close the form, No to close the form without saving, or Cancel to continue working on the fund. If you click the Save button, UAN will display a message in the lower left-hand part of the form stating which fund it has saved, and clear the Add Fund form to allow you to add more funds. Any funds you added will appear in the Funds area. Select the checkboxes of the funds you wish to edit in the Funds area, and then click the Edit button. The Edit Fund form will open displaying the first of the funds you selected. As usual, required fields are in green, optional fields are white, and read-only fields are the same color as the background. Which fields you may edit depends greatly on which funds you selected. Some funds will be populated almost exclusively with read-only information, and others will allow you to choose between several fields and checkboxes that you may edit. However, you will always be able to choose between the active or inactive radio buttons. To edit an editable field, click on that field and type in the desired information. You may scroll between funds using the navigation arrows at the bottom left of the screen. The total number of funds selected will be displayed in a format similar to the one displayed here. Review your work. If everything is accurate, click the Save button to save your changes or the Close button to quit without saving. If you click the Close button without saving your work, UAN will prompt you with a message asking if you want to save the fund. Click Yes to save and close the fund, No to close the form without saving, or Cancel to continue working on the fund. If you click the Save button, UAN will display a message in the lower left-hand part of the form stating which fund it is saved, and load the next selected fund if you selected more than one fund to edit. To reactivate inactive funds, select the desired funds and then click the Activate button. You may need to set the status filter in the upper left-hand part of the Funds area to All or Inactive to see inactive funds. UAN will switch the selected funds statuses from inactive to active and display a confirmation message in the lower left-hand part of the Funds area stating how many funds it has activated. To deactivate active funds, select the desired funds and then click the Deactivate button. You may need to set the status filter in the upper left-hand part of the Funds area to All or Active to see active funds. UAN will switch the selected fund statuses from active to inactive and display a confirmation message in the lower left-hand part of the Funds area stating how many funds it has deactivated. Note that setting funds to inactive simply removes them as an option from drop-down lists when adding new items such as revenue and appropriation accounts, or from the funds display area when the filter is set to active. The funds are still present in UAN and may be easily reactivated. To remove funds, select the Status Filter drop-down menu and set it to Removable. Select the desired funds and then click the Remove button. UAN will display a message asking to confirm if you really want to remove the selected funds. Click OK to remove the selected funds or Cancel to avoid removing the funds. Funds with a non-zero balance, revenue accounts, appropriation accounts, or cash activity in the current processing year are ineligible to be removed and will not appear in the removable filter. Funds with a non-zero balance or cash activity in the current processing year may not be removed until the following year. Funds with accounts must first have those accounts removed from their respective maintenance areas before the associated fund can be removed. See the UAN Accounting Manual or the Revenue Accounts and Appropriation Accounts screencasts for details. To display funds, click on the checkboxes to the left of the funds you want to look at and click the Display button. The Display Fund form will appear showing the first of the funds you selected for display. If you selected multiple items to display, you may scroll between them using the navigation arrows at the bottom left of the form. Click the Close button when you are finished viewing the funds. Except when you first set up UAN to manage your entity's accounting, you probably will not often use the Fund Maintenance tool except to add new levy funds or trust funds to support your entity. The key points you will want to remember for maintaining funds are: 1. Creating a fund is the first step in creating accounts and budgets. You can't have accounts and budgets without the associated funds. And 2. You cannot remove funds with a non-zero balance with cash activity in the current year or that still have active accounts associated with them. Thank you for using the screencast on the maintenance of funds in UAN. For further information, you may contact the UAN support line at 800-833-8261 or by email at uan_support@auditor.state.oh.us.